bam! I made this bad boy. And this one. 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 And a bunch more. So, if you want to learn about the process behind it all, well, then you've come to the right place. You have not read that thumbnail incorrectly, folks, because we are going to talk about animatics. Yippee! I don't have a process once again. I'm just weird and I just go for it. But if you like that sort of thing, stick around because I got some fun tips for you. So, it all starts with a dream. And of course, your sick AF imagination. But most importantly, music. Honestly, most of my ideas come from music. I'd be completely lost without it. Especially when the playlist hits good and you're just sitting there in your brain and all the colors and all the pictures are just forming. I don't know, all of my ideas just come from music. Like, it's one of my biggest forms of inspiration. So, like any weird little artist, you're just casually listening to your banger playlist with all your favorite songs, and then suddenly that one song hits differently, and you get all those pictures in your brain, and you're like, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make this animatic. And that's the first step. After that, the fun begins. And the pain, but mostly the fun. Now, I know we all just want the ability to materialize those pictures in our brain instantly. If I had that superpower, man, I would make so much stuff. But, you know, there's a lot of work that has to be done in between the scenes. So, that's what I'm going to talk about today. After a bit of daydreaming and using the power of your weird little brain to come up with sick visuals and color schemes, you gotta kind of feel out the beats and match those visuals that you came up with the song. And I think this comes naturally, at least for me, but I do feel like, you know, mapping it out in some sort of way is really helpful, especially when, you know, you're listening to your song and of course everything is just flashing really quickly and like, oh my gosh, I just want to get this idea out so quickly. So the best course of action is to just go sketch it. And I use Procreate to sketch out my ideas, and I use that animation feature on Procreate. But honestly, just use whatever trusty dusty animation app you got. That, or if you don't really work visually at first, you can script it out, write it down, write all the key elements of your idea out. I would say that's probably a little bit more organized and quicker, but I don't know, my brain's strange and I just like sketching things out first. It's best to do a storyboard type format and play that song over and over and over again. I don't recommend it if you don't want to go crazy, but you know, it does help because then you can kind of fill out those beats and make sure that your ideas are matching up with the beats of the song. That's one of the most important things about an animation with music is matching up things so that they look cohesive and the beats of the song kind of have an impact. I really love animatics that are synced with the music. That's the most effective in my opinion. But a lot of animatics don't have to necessarily match up with the music. It can just have the music playing in the background as you have certain visuals. Me personally though, I do really like the beats. So, pacing. This is kind of the hard part, but it does make the song have more impact. Songs usually run in even beats, so set your frames per second to something even. I usually like going by 6 or 8, just so that you don't have to animate so much, and also it does still look smooth. What I usually do to get the beats to perfectly sync up is to save the rough animation and bring it to Instagram edits. I know it's kind of dumb, but you know, it is nice to use for easy, simple editing. And I make sure that everything is aligned like I want it to with my song. I know this is the insanity route, but it does work for me. I have the brain of a goldfish, and I really should be using those big fancy apps that have all those features that make it so much easier to play a song while you're animating, but I like to make myself suffer apparently, and I just use Procreate. And Instagram edits does help. So if you're that kind of guy who makes things simple, yet so complicated, I recommend doing that. Overall, the biggest thing that you really want to focus on is making sure that the song is mostly synced up to your storyboards. And once that is done, well, then you get to start animating.
the fun part. Now, of course, it is called animatic for a reason, which means you don't have to fully animate everything. You can just do keyframes, and that's often what I do, but you know, sometimes we like to go all out, and I love doing that, so honestly, just go with the flow and follow your heart. The biggest thing to keep in mind when you're animating is sticking to a specific narrative and emotion, because when it comes to matching visuals with music, you really want to capture the feeling that the song gives you through your animation. And you also preferably would like to make your audience feel something, so making sure that you capture expressions and just overall emotions that are really important to the animatic are the biggest things you want to focus on when you're animating the characters. So once you finish the storyboards and you get the general vibe down, then you actually start doing line art, and oh boy, is that my favorite part. Totally sarcastic right now. But the line art also is optional. It is called an animatic for a reason. You can keep it as a storyboard if you like. I just like going all out and actually giving line art to the whole thing. And one of the final steps is coloring. Oh my goodness, is coloring just so important to everything? I think colors, color theory, all of that, it plays so much of a big role in accentuating the narratives that you're hoping to portray with your animatic. And I really do believe that certain colors portray certain vibes. So, for example, my Below the Surface animatic, the main colors were red and blue, and that was definitely a symbolic choice. I wanted to do that because it was symbolic in the way of the story. I know the story of Digital Circus, and for episode 7, the colors red and blue are quite important, and the animatic is about episode 7. So, of course, I really wanted to portray those symbols through the visuals and through the colors. And specific color placements will also help to enhance a certain vibe that you're wanting to go for your animatic. I honestly just think this is one of the best ways to convey emotions. That and lighting, of course. And if you really want to get into lighting theory and directional lighting for your animatics, or just generally art for your animatics in general, that's another whole video that I can also do, because I love lighting. I love talking about lighting and the symbology of it. But yeah, let me know if you want that. And of course, the very last step, pulling it all together. And for this step, I do use CapCut. We are going to ignore the AI features. It's stupid, so we're not gonna pay attention to that. I just feel like this is a pretty simple and easy to use editing app. You really don't have to think too hard about using it, and I literally just use it for pulling clips together, making sure everything's synced up, adding things in super easily, and then I do like to use the effects that are on there. I generally just use like noise and the glitch effect and the zoom effect as well. It's pretty user-friendly, so that's what I use for editing my animatic. And that, my friend, is my process of how I make animatics. I hope this was an enjoyable video to watch. I hope it was organized. I am still learning how to make YouTube videos, so this is definitely a learning process for me, but hopefully you learned something, or at least was entertained by my ramblings. I also wanted to thank you guys for, I don't even know what I'm at on YouTube anymore. 8K, 7K, what the heck? What? I literally just got here. Like, it's not even been a month, you guys. But that also means that I'm getting closer to my watch hour goal, and then I can start getting monetized. So your guys' viewership and watching my videos helps so much, and also helps me to continue doing this. Because, once again, I would love to do this as a career. Am I delusional? Maybe a little bit, but I'm trying.
In terms of upcoming content, I have some character design stuff for Digital Circus human redesigns that I'm going to be making a video about, so I hope you guys are looking forward to that. And I'm also currently working on animating the pilot for my 2 characters, Fleck and Flicker's series. I still have yet to name the series and come up with some more character designs and storylines, but that pilot is in the works, so I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I know I am, and I'm also scared. So pray for me. I also just set up a Ko-fi account, so if you like my work and you want to just help support a broke college student, that is much appreciated, and I will love you for the rest of eternity. I need gas money, you guys. But yeah, I just set that up, so if you want to go check out the link in my bio, you can go do that. Also, in the link in my bio, there is a bunch of places where you can find me on Instagram, on TikTok, I'm on Discord, so if you want to see me in other places besides YouTube, I'm pretty much anywhere that's like the popular app platforms. But yeah, thank you guys for watching the video, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye bye!